Now at 10, the latest on the investigation into a body found along Will Rogers Turnpike in Ottawa County. Plus, results from a poll of Missourians on some national and state issues, and details on a bill approved by Congress aimed at solving the nation's computer chip shortage.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities are investigating after a body was found along the Will Rogers Turnpike in Ottawa County, Oklahoma. This is KOAM News at 10. Let's take a look at the scene this afternoon, roughly 10 miles northeast of the Miami exit. Oklahoma Highway Patrol and the Quapaw Nation Marshal Service are investigating. Details are few right now. We'll keep you updated on our website and the KOAM News app as we learn more. Joplin police are investigating a shots fired call that took place late last night. At 11:23 p.m. last night, JPD received a report of gunshots in the area of C Street and North Wall Avenue. When officers arrived, they found spent shell casings near an alley and the victim, who was not injured. The victim says he was on a bike being followed by a car when the car bumped into him and knocked him off before shooting at him. No arrests have been made at this time. Let's check in with Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures still hot once again for us today. Just a lower grade of hot, which is good, right at our average high. 91.72 is where our numbers were for us today. Now, we need some rain. We need a nice widespread rain. We have an extreme drought right across the region, and we are going to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms in here later on tonight, thankfully, so keep your fingers crossed. As of right now, just to the south of Springfield, a couple little guys back into Delaware County. But we're keeping our eyes out west as this complex will start to head toward us late tonight into tomorrow morning, giving us chances for showers and thunderstorms. Mainly sitting into the mid-70s right now. We'll drop back to 68. Only 80 for a high tomorrow, but we are going to have those scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll talk about it here in a bit.
See you then. Survey USA recently conducted a poll in Missouri timing with the upcoming August primary election. KOAM is partnering with other TV stations in Missouri to report on these series of polls. Jordan Abbey reports on some questions that focused on national and local politics.
Close to 20,000 registered voters were asked again by Survey USA if former President Trump runs again for president in 2024, and if President Biden runs for re-election, who would you vote for? 2 months ago in the survey, Donald Trump won by 15%, as it was when voters went to the polls in 2020. Today, the answer is almost exactly the same, Mr. Trump by 16%. There's more of a drift, though, when looking at demographics. 56% of male survey participants would vote for Donald Trump, compared to 46% of females. 31% of men would vote for President Biden, compared to 39% of females. Survey participants were asked if they approve or disapprove of the job President Biden is doing as president. 9% strongly approve, 50% strongly disapprove. 26% of Democrats strongly approve, while 83% of Republicans strongly disapprove. Survey participants were also asked about more local politics. Close to 20,000 registered voters were asked if they approve or disapprove of the job Mike Parson is doing as governor. Overall, 13% strongly approve, 33% somewhat approve, 20% somewhat disapprove, 22% strongly disapprove, and 12% are not sure. Jordan Abbey, KOAM News.
You can visit our website for more data on these particular polls and previous questions. And be sure to download the KOAM News app for all your election needs. You can also go to our website for election information at koamnewsnow.com/elections. The website includes resources for all of the 4-state areas, such as polling places. You can even check to see if you're registered to vote. Again, koamnewsnow.com/elections. The Kansas Supreme Court today ruled that self-defense protections don't apply if a bystander is injured during the incident. The court ruled in the case of a Wichita police officer whose shots at a charging dog wounded a 9-year-old girl. The officer argued he acted in self-defense, but Supreme Court Justice Dan Biles said Kansas law grants immunity from prosecution for force used specifically against an attacker and doesn't mention bystanders. Canines for Cops is spreading some positivity. The organization that specializes in providing canines to police departments across America is on a Midwest tour And today they're in Parsons, Kansas. The police department there received funding for a second canine earlier this year from the organization. Now the group is showing its appreciation for officers.
And we are going to all of our departments in the Midwest and thanking them, thanking for everything they do for their communities, for community relations, for keeping their departments and their cities crime-free and their schools safe.
Canines for Cops has given dogs to more than 300 departments, and the group says they've helped remove more than $2.5 billion worth of contraband from the streets. Missouri American Water is celebrating the completion of water pipe replacement project in North Joplin. The multi-phase project began in 2019. About 4.5 miles of 2-inch water pipe has been replaced with 8-inch pipe. Officials say the upgrade will supply about 9.5 times more water to the area, improving both water system reliability and fire protection. A bipartisan bill to boost microchip manufacturing in the U.S. is now headed to the president's desk for a signature. That $280 billion package is aimed at addressing supply chain snags exacerbated by the coronavirus pandemic. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
It's a shortage that's impacted everything from cars to essential electronics.
Sometimes we've had to scale back production because of chips that were just frankly unavailable.
In an effort to supercharge the nation's semiconductor industry, Congress passed a bill aimed at boosting chip production in the United States.
Now it goes to the White House with the president's signature.
The CHIPS and Science Act includes around $52 billion in subsidies for U.S. companies producing computer chips and $24 billion in tax credits for new manufacturing facilities, as well as tens of billions of dollars to fund research and development.
We will return America to world leader status in semiconductor production and power American science and research for generations to come.
While the bill passed both the Senate and House with bipartisan support, Republicans were divided, with some saying it doesn't go far enough to prevent investment in China and calling it corporate welfare.
I support making chips in the United States, but we cannot lead a new era of innovation through massive government subsidies.
But supporters and the Biden administration say the bill is critical to compete with other countries and ultimately drive down prices. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden, in a statement, said the bill will increase domestic manufacturing and lower costs for Americans and will make the U.S. less dependent on foreign sources of semiconductors. Coming up, a local law office celebrates 20 years in business by donating to area organizations. Plus, we're going to check out the Cherokee County Fair, where some kids are putting their tractor driving skills to the test.
Well, my opponent got caught lying, forced to admit the truth.
A local law office is celebrating 20 years in business, so they decided to donate $20,000. The law offices of Johnson, Voorhees, and Martucci today hosted a ceremony where they distributed that $20,000 among 4 local organizations. $5,000 goes to the Lafayette House, $2,500 to the Alliance of Southwest Missouri, $10,000 to Building Bridges, and $2,500 to the Children's Center.
It's the relationships. We have tried cases and lost, and we have lasting relationships with them, and they still know that their life is better because they've had somebody who believed in them, got their story out, gave them a chance to get justice, and even if the jury gets it wrong, even if they don't win, they know that they had somebody who stood up for them.
The amounts for each organization were determined by the guests at the ceremony. The Cherokee County Fair in Columbus, Kansas is 4 days now into the fun. KOAM's Yana Hautala was there for the experience.
The 94th Annual Cherokee County Fair is underway. Fair Secretary Brad Wells says it's been bustling with people, from daytime events to the nighttime carnival.
Fairs are a great time for people to come and see what the world of agriculture is all about and go through the barns and go through the different exhibits and see things and just know that it's an awesome career and people can get involved. Even if you've not grown up in it, there's so many opportunities.
He says the best part of the fair is seeing children experience the fun.
There's nothing like watching the kids come and enjoy the fair, especially young kids, and enjoy it for the first time.
There are animal shows and engines revving. for the tractor obstacle course to see who can pass the course the fastest.
We've done that for several years. The tractors, they're a lot of fun. It's something that the 4-Hers and the FFAers work so hard throughout the week. They have a break this morning, so we wanted something fun to do. So the obstacle course was the way to kind of make that happen. And so some of the guys got together and had done a great job. It's a lot of fun.
13-year-old Shade Schuberger enjoyed the competition.
Try and fit through this little area without hitting the cone with my trailer or jackknife it. Well, I feel like I did all right. Not that good though.
He says he's ready to get his learner's permit to perfect tractor skills himself.
You like be able to dodge stuff and be able to back better and just like know when to go, what speed and how fast to go, and just know how to be able to miss things without.
In Columbus, Janna Hautala, KOAM News.
The community is invited to watch and participate in tomorrow evening's livestock auction. That begins at 7 p.m. The 4-H members will show off and sell the market animals they've raised for the past year. Some local middle schoolers celebrated today. The students graduated from the Compass Academy Network Enrichment Program in a ceremony held at Joplin's Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School. Summer program is free and it helps middle school students from all over the area develop skills and a personal vision for their academic future. Today, the graduates received awards and a gift certificate for school supplies.
We have a great group of students this year. They really came together. You know, we talk about team building and we talk a lot about community. We have a lot of very intentional community time built into our day, and our students this year just really shined in that aspect.
This is Compass's 4th year now offering that summer enrichment program. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the Pitt State football team as they're just over a month away from their season opener.
Plus, rain chances increasing as we head into the weekend. We'll check that out coming up.
Make sure you're
Well, of course, still kind of hot for us today. Temperatures lower 90s, just a lower grade of hot, which, hey, we'll definitely take. But most of the day has been pretty quiet. We've had a few random isolated thunderstorms across the region, but overall, most of us dry. It looks good right now. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, we haven't had triple-digit heat for the past 2 days, but still 90, 91 for us today, and we're going to get a little bit more relief as we go through the next couple days before the heat returns. Mid-70s out there for us right now. The humidity is also helping us out. Look at our dew points, 55 to 60. So if we look at our tracker, the way it makes it feel, kind of pleasant to not bad. We'll take that because it was pretty humid and muggy and sticky for us yesterday. 76 northerly winds, light relative humidity at 56. We can go outside, not a whole bunch for us today. You can see some spotty, very light activity throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. Really most of the action just south of Springfield, just south of Branson near Bull Shoals Lake. So that's where most of the isolated thunderstorms have been. But we're tracking this batch out to the southwest or panhandles, Oklahoma and Texas. This should expand and head toward us later on tonight. Now, by the time it gets here, it's going to be scattered, but we are going to have them, which is good news. So let's go through time. Next couple hours, couple hit and miss isolated storms in extreme southwestern Missouri. These kind of blow up to our east. So here's 5:30 in the morning. Not a whole bunch of action for most of us. However, it does start to increase through the morning hours. Here's 8:30, scattered thunderstorms, and we're watching that band out toward the west and then really pressing in between about 10 a.m. and noon. Now, you can definitely see again the heaviest is from the I-44 corridor points south. That's going to be the areas that could pick up the heaviest amounts of rain. Still some scattered showers around by mid-afternoon, then we should pretty much clear out late in the day. And then as we get into the overnight hours, scattered thunderstorms will start to pop up again. 74 by noon, high temp of 80 at best. I think with the clouds, the showers, it's really going to keep our temperatures down as we go through the overnight hours or the daytime hours tomorrow. Then we'll focus on tomorrow night and see if we can get additional scattered thunderstorms trying to pop up. By Sunday morning, We should get a few in here, not a lot, but a few. And then as we get into Sunday afternoon, we start to heat back up into the upper 80s for afternoon highs. Rainfall amounts, heaviest by far along and south of I-44. Those areas could pick up maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches in spots. I think north of I-44, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. But again, this is going to be scattered. Not everybody is going to get the rain, but I do think over half of us will. And hopefully it's the half that hasn't had any this week. 80 for us tomorrow, 87 on Sunday, some morning scattered thunderstorms. 96 on Monday, so the heat starts to kick back in, triple-digit heat. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, hanging out near 100 through next weekend. Even the following week near 100.
Doug.
So we go back into that long stretch again.
So August is going to start off as the way.
First half is going to be near 100 almost every day.
Wow. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws try to earn their first ever Mink League championship. And Salvador Perez returns for the Royals after a month on the sideline. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Joplin Outlaws have a chance to clinch their first ever Mink League championship tonight. The Outlaws hit the road this evening to face the St. Joe Mustangs in Game 2 of the League Championship Series. The Joplin took Game 1 7-3 in Joplin last night to open the series. Tonight's game just went final a little bit ago. The Outlaws fall in a good one, 6-5. Caden Bressler goes 1 for 5 on the night with a pair of RBIs. Well, Salvador Perez returns to the Royals lineup tonight after missing the last month due to thumb surgery. Now, Perez and the Royals hit the field this evening for Game 2 of their series against the Yankees, trying to avoid a 4th straight loss. Now, the Royals dropped the opener last night 1-0 on an Aaron Judge walk-off homer. Judge making plays on defense early in this one. Leaping catch there robs MJ Melendez of the hit. To the bottom of the first now, Anthony Rizzo takes this up and out for the solo home run. His 24th of the season. Yankees go up 1-0. Then in the third, Judge again with a man on, 2-run homer. Number 40 on the season for Aaron Judge. It is 3-0 Yankees. I told you Salvador Perez is back, and I mean it. Perez off Garrett Cole here. 3-run bomb gives the Royals a 5-3 lead, but the bullpen came in and did their thing for Kansas City. Royals fall 11-5. The St. Louis Cardinals have Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado back on the field tonight as they kick off a series on the road against the Nationals. That one is over. Cardinals win at 6-2. Nolan Gorman goes 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run for St. Louis. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are a little more than a month away from their first game of the season. The Pitt State opens the year on September 1st at home against Central Missouri. The Gorillas bring back 15 players this fall who started 4 or more games last year. It was definitely a motivated group. Pitt State was 8-3 last year and basically a field goal away from having a shot at the playoffs. So being that close and having to see their season end early has fueled the Gorillas this offseason.
We just have a chip on our shoulder. We're always out to prove something. So I feel like being as close as we were last year did nothing but fuel us throughout this summer, and we've had the best summer we've had so far. So I feel like once we put it all together, we'll be ready.
We were 1 point short basically from making the playoffs last year, and so we have that drive and that mental capacity inside our head that, we were really that close. We were that close and we missed it by that much. So, we're hungry and we're very excited about this year.
The Kansas Jayhawk Conference released its 2022 preseason football poll today at the league's media day. And no surprise here, but Hutchinson is at the top of the poll. The Independent Pirates are number 3, while Coffeyville is right behind them at number 4. There are now just 7 teams playing football in the Jayhawk Conference after Fort Scott Community College ended its football program last year. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local Purple Heart recipient. Ronald Mosbaugh served in the U.S. Navy from 1965 to 1990. The Joplin native was stationed in Vietnam and in Iraq, and we salute Master Chief Corpsman Ronald Mosbaugh, a 4-state hero. Most students see summer vacation as a time to take a break, sit back, relax, but there's a group of Kansas City teenagers who are using their free time to give back with help from one of the NFL's biggest names. Reporter Janet Chamlian has more.
Volunteering has long been a way to keep Kansas City kids off the streets and giving back during the summer. Nope. But it wasn't until a local hero, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, challenged students to volunteer 15 hours that it really scored, as he teamed up with the Kansas City chapter of the National Youth Volunteer Corps, which helps kids make a difference.
When Patrick Mahomes puts his name on something like this, what type of impact does it have?
Oh man, that's the man of the NFL. So just having his name associated with it was a big thing for us.
A blitz of enthusiasm as kids scrambled to be on Mahomes' special team. Enrollment more than doubled.
I like how he gives the charity a lot, and he's probably one of my favorite players in the NFL right now.
The work is helpful, like making dog toys for shelter puppies, but it's as much about introducing kids to the concept of service.
When I grow up, I do want to be a nurse, so this is like a great start for me to help people out.
Tending to the garden that is our future.
We'll use the shovel to dig them up.
And teaching the leaders of tomorrow there's no time like the present, and few presents greater than their time.
1, 2, 3.
Janet Chamlian, CBS News, Kansas City.
So just in case you weren't already a big enough fan of Patrick Mahomes, we got to boost him a little bit there.
Yeah.
He needs some publicity.
He can play football, but man, that guy is just everything from a star in a city that you could ever ask for.
If you were going to build a quarterback in a lab, you would get Patrick Mahomes.
I can attest personally. He does great things for people.
He certainly has for your family.
Yeah.
Chances of rain this weekend.
We do. We need some rain. We need some rain bad. Pretty good chance scattered thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Cooler, 80.
Final sports note.
So it all comes down to this. The Joplin Outlaws face the St. Joe Mustangs. Game 3 of the championship series tomorrow at 7.
Wow. Be there. Thanks for joining us. Let's make it a great weekend.
Salon service is provided